Hi judges, my name is Kaylee Lamers and I'm a senior at Brilliant High School. For the last 6 years, I've been dedicated to running a successful sewing business called Stitches and Sweets. This began when I taught myself to hand sew and started making pet items. After purchasing a sewing machine, I was able to greatly expand my product line to include hot pads, tote bags, wallets, and home decor. My items are currently available at 4 different storefronts throughout Wisconsin. I also travel to Appleton and Sturgeon Bay farmers markets selling my items every weekend during the summer. One future goal I have for my business is to start a website to conduct online sales. By being present at markets and communicating with customers in person, I have been able to get a good idea of what is important to them, as far as product line, quality, and fabric choices. By doing online sales, I would then be able to better utilize my time spent at markets to be completing items, fulfilling orders, and creating new products.
So how did you get started?
I started out when I was 12. It was around COVID time, so I was in my house a lot. I looked up a YouTube video on how to hand sew, and I started making small cat toys, which then turned into making pet items, which I was then able to further with a sewing machine.
What's your favorite item?
My favorite item to make is the hot pads. They are one of my most profitable, and I've been making them for almost 5 years now.
And the word sweets is part of your title. How did that come in?
That came in when I was doing my first markets at the age of 14. The cost of the markets I wanted to offset so that it wouldn't cut into my sewing profits. So I was making chocolate chip cookies that I was selling just to pay for the markets. But since my business has become more profitable, I have been able to cut out that part and just be able to sell my sewn items.
For the items that you have here, hot pads, for example, which you say are one of your most profitable, how much does it cost to make and how much do you sell them for?
It costs about $1.50 per set of hot pads, which they are sold in sets of 2, and then I sell them on my own at markets for $8 and retail for $10.
Do you find more of your customers are buying for themselves or for gifts?
Most of the time it's for gifts, so a lot of the patterns I choose are things that people have specific interests about that people can find good for gifting.
Tell us a little bit about what has changed and what you've learned and what you've adjusted to in terms of different fabrics.
Sure, so in the beginning I started out with mainly farm patterns like that middle tote bag there and the chicken hot pads, but since then communicating with customers, I've learned like some younger styles such as like the trends that are now in fashion, so I've been incorporating those fabrics into my products now.
I love the donut coffee. That has got to be a popular one.
Yes, it is.
Lattes.
Thank you.
What do you want to do long term?
Long term, I would like to continue my business. I am going to University of Wisconsin-Green Bay to study finance in the fall, and I'm commuting, so I will be able to continue my business, and then I will be able to gain a deeper understanding of the business world.
How does your bear do?
The bear, that is memorial items. I've started making those in the last few years. They're made from customers' loved ones' clothing who have passed on, so it's a way to have a tangible item to hold on to their memory.
That is
That's terrific.
awesome. That is awesome.
That's a wonderful
Thank you.
idea.
Very good idea.
So I accept those by custom order.
What's the most important thing you've learned over the course of the entire time from the start of your business to now?
I would have to say time management with the amount of orders I've received, along with trying to build up inventory for markets. Definitely managing my time has been the biggest lesson I've learned.
How did you decide the price on each item?
I decided the pricing based on the profit margin I would like. So, for example, I run at about 78% profit across the board. So I decide the price based on the profit margin I would like to attain, and then for each item, I bump up the price a little bit in retail locations to cover the cost of commission.
You're a great example of entrepreneurship, a great example of perseverance. I think you could teach the finance course at UW Green Bay.
100%.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.